I like to place an order. Yeah. Hey, let me get a chicken box and a half and half. All right, good looking out. Tinted window screaming after law out my mouth. I'm switching lanes from up north to down south. Now everybody trying to figure how I put it down. I took my show on the road straight out of town. Pee-wee is my nigga, so you know I brought some crooks with me. 1998, they trying to throw the book at me. Tell me what you see every time you take a look at me. A straight P, I only be where the hookers be. A old head, but still can pull any fly chick. One thing's for sure, you never see me ride a nigga dick. I got a thoroughbred who loves to call me pretty daddy. Through Alabama, getting hit in a pink caddy when I come through. Everybody knows me. The young niggas love me. They call me they OG. Go and do your homework about the shit that I spit. They gon' tell you that nigga Shank is legit. A chicken box a half and half when I'm switching lanes. I'm switching lane. A chicken box a half and half when I'm switching lanes. When I'm switching lane. A chicken box a half and half.
Salute everybody. Salute everybody. Salute everybody. I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. The latest update in the Big Jook situation. Is Gotti's mom the reason for Big Jook's death? Is this the end for Gotti? But before I get started with this demonstration, if I could get you to hit the like button as well as subscribe to the channel. And also, I dropped the link for my backup channel. If you haven't subscribed to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films, if I could get you to subscribe to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films. I want to salute everybody that's catching this on a replay. I want to salute everybody that's watching from the clouds. And the reason why I need for everyone to subscribe to the backup channel is because I've been having difficulties on the main channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films, can I get you to subscribe to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films, now? I put the link in the chat already. Also, let me backtrack. I want to salute everybody that's catching this on the replay. Salute everybody that's watching from the clouds. Salute to all my moderators. Salute to the whole Rock Squad. Let me salute individually, and then we're going to jump into this demonstration. Salute Positive Vibes. Wheezy, Miss Groovy, salute. E-Beck, salute. Salute Red One, salute. Salute Eartha. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Salute Cynthia. And I'll get back to saluting individual as this demonstration goes on. Positive Vibe says their restaurant is up for sale. Yeah. I seen that. Salute Tanzas. I see you down there, Tanzas. Salute. So salute Michelle. Some people is going to ask me, Shank, why would you even ask the question, is his mother the reason for Big Jook's death? Some people will say he's a grown man. Salute Pee-wee, salute Roberta. And you know what? You're absolutely right. He was a grown man. So how could his mother, how could him and Gotti's mother be the reason for his death? He's a grown man. He's 47 years old. The choices and decisions that he chooses to make is on his own. I feel you. This is a picture of his mother. This is a picture of his mother. Now, the reason why I'm asking the question, salute Big Pressure. I see you, Big Pressure, salute. The reason why I'm asking this question is Gotti's mom the reason for Big Jook's death is because their mother has been very vocal about her lifestyle. I seen a demonstration that she had done. I believe it was a few months ago. It might have been a few years ago, but she mentioned that, salute beautiful nightmare. She mentioned that when Big Jook, he had Big Jook at the time. And she said that those were her days when she was moving around in them streets. She was, selling drugs. And she said how 3 different occasions, the trap house that was hers got busted by the law with Big Jook in it. She, said for sure, the reason why Big Jook was in that lifestyle, and she admitted it. She, confessed and said the reason why Big Jook was in that lifestyle was because of her. She got him in that lifestyle. Unlike Gotti, the sister, and I think the brother, she was pretty much situated and she was out of that lifestyle when they came along. But she did mention, whereas though with Big Jook, she definitely was in that lifestyle. Let me take positive vibes. Let me see what positive vibes are saying. Salute, Curlin. Positive vibes says, I don't think she is the reason. Jook chose the lifestyle he wanted to live and it caught up with him. And I definitely agree with you on that positive vibes. But y'all let me know how y'all feel first. If your mother, because our mothers are our first teachers. Now, if it's your mother, you're a young boy. She didn't be specific on the age, but you are a young boy. You're a young boy. And your mother bring you into this lifestyle. Instead of sending you that way to school to get an education, or perhaps being a 9-to-5 working man, or maybe starting up your own business and being your own boss, she sent them that way. She molded and groomed him in the gangster lifestyle. Okay, Cynthia says yes. Drop a one if as a young boy, and then we're going to make our way up to the decisions that he made now, because we got to always remember the decisions that we make as an adult, right? The decisions that we make as an adult, depending on our upbringing as a child, is going to depend, not all cases, but some cases, depending on the decisions that we make as an adult, can stem from our upbringing as a child. Now, was it right or wrong for her to put him in the streets? Drop a 1 if it was wrong for her to raise him as a child in the street. Drop a 2 if it was okay. Ms. Groovy says most mothers want the best for their children, but we also know we are not their only influences in their life. He could have chosen to do something better with his life. Positive vibes, drop the 1. But according to his mother, see, especially when it comes to us boys, as well as the girls also, I've ran across some girls and I've heard the testimony of a lot of prostitutes. I've heard the testimony of a lot of street worker females, and they say that Their mother was a prostitute. Their mother was a hoe. Even though some cases your parents can be this, but in some cases you could turn out to be that. Big Precious says, he dropped a 2. He says, I get tired of people blaming their parents for a small window of life when their parents didn't have their ish together. Kids don't come with instructions. That's a good point, Pressure. That's a good point. My mom didn't bring me up to be a gangster, but I was one in the past, but some can be taught that. Also a good point. Also a good point. Let me ask y'all this. Well, shit, even if he wasn't in the gangster lifestyle, whether or not she influenced him, she's still going to feel the pain. But how do y'all think that she feels now with losing her son? How do y'all think she feels now with knowing that that lifestyle was a lifestyle that he's seen her participating in? Do y'all think that it's, you know, a double whammy of pain and sorrow? Or do y'all think it's probably the same? Positive says devastating. Ebeck says horrible and guilty. James says there's an old saying, do what I say, not what I do. And that's a good point. Do what you hear me say, not what you see me do. But is that fair to a child? Is that fair to a child? Because we all have been children once. Says exactly. Kids are like Spanish. They soak up everything that they see. He just caught on to what was going on around them. Curlin says double pain. Salute Still Swinging Podcast. Hey, Tommy, drop the link to the Still Swinging Podcast in the chat. And as well as if I could get everybody to subscribe to the Shank Rock backup channel, if I could get y'all to subscribe to the Still Swinging Podcast. This is one of those, to me, this is one of those trick questions. Like, it could go either way. Like, my thing in the defense of Mom Dukes, I'll say this, after a while, you have to know right from wrong. At 47 years old, you had to know right from wrong. And then with all of the activities that was surrounded with Big Juke's name, Precious says he became a millionaire. He knew what come with the life they all do. And that's where I want to stay at. Tommy says, don't be upset with what you influence. If you influence was negative, expect the outcome to be negative. So that's why I said it's like a 50-50. It's like, as a mother, you have to know that you influence your son as a mother. But then as a child, as a man, especially a millionaire, I always say this. I wouldn't care what lifestyle you came from. I wouldn't care whether you had one parent, two parents, if you didn't have no parents. I wouldn't care what your lifestyle, what your upbringing was. When you become a millionaire at a certain age, when do you decide to do right over doing what's wrong? Once you become a millionaire, when do it click? When do it right for you that I have to change my lifestyle? I'm a millionaire now. I'm playing with millions. I'm eating good. I'm sleeping good. I'm dressing good. I'm smelling good. I'm flying first class. When I go out of town, when I go out of the country, I'm staying in some of the most beautifulest hotels, motels, whatever you want to call it. I'm living my best life. Once you live your best life, when do it register to you? Man, I can't. When or what would it took for Big Jook to realize I can't be doing this no more? I also want to talk about some of the things that's surrounding Big Jook's name. Allegedly, he was responsible for the hit on young Dolph. Allegedly, he perhaps snitched on black. So his name definitely wasn't, should I say, his name was definitely connected to criminal activity. Let's say that. Let's say that his name was connected to criminal activity. As I stated before, I'm playing with millions. I'm playing with millions. Which direction do I go? Eartha says they can't help it. It's in the blood. And that's true. That's true. Drop a 1 if you think it's in their blood. Positive Vibes said, unfortunately for him, never. Tommy says, like most things in the universe, the energy you put out is probably going to be the energy you get back. The energy Big just put out was probably the energy he should have been looking to get back. And that's facts. Rock Squad, that's not true, because I had 4 girls, and I thank the Lord that none of my daughters decided to be hustlers, and they tell me that they are so glad that I'm no longer in the game anymore. And I'm glad that you're out of the game. And it's with the Big Jook, it's the karma that spent the block, allegedly. You know, you out here moving around in them streets like that, you pretty much know. And a lot of drug dealers, not all, but a lot of drug dealers that sold drugs, a lot of them eventually got hooked on the drugs that they were selling. A lot of people that committed killings, a lot of them, they end game was somebody killed them. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Not all cases, but a lot of those cases. So the big question with Big Jook death is, to this day, exactly what was it about, and also who ran the play. It just wasn't no random dudes rolling up and they decided, hey, let's ride down on my man right there, push his wig back, and get up out of here. So who was behind this play? Who was behind the play? Was it the ops? Was it allegedly from Dolph's side? Or could it have been an in-house play? Go to his last Instagram. He posted snakes. Moneybag also. I think it was a conversation that he had with Moneybag. And they mentioned snakes. They mentioned snakes. He definitely knew something was coming down the pipe. He knew. But the $1 million question is, why would you get caught slipping? You know, people say it all the time. I mentioned Malcolm X got caught slipping. No, he ain't. He ain't get caught slipping. When it's your time, it's your time. That's negative. That's negative. We've been programmed. We've been programmed to believe when it's your time, it's your time. That's how we've been programmed. But we control, believe it or not, we control our own destinies. Because if that was the and see what happened to you. You're not going to walk out in front of a car. Why? So it's a possibility that when you get hit by that car, your ass is going to die. So in that situation, you're not going to be slipping. Why? Because you know if you slip and if you walk out in front of that car, there's a possibility that you could lose your life. So when I said Malcolm X was slipping, he was slipping. Malcolm X went out without his security. I know what y'all gonna say, but shame, even if he had security, they still could have killed him. Guess what? We would never know. Malcolm knew he was a marked man. If you know that you are a marked man, you got to have security. It is what it is. Whether you live a righteous lifestyle and you become a marked man, or whether you live a negative lifestyle and became a marked man, you have to have security at all times. Big Jook was supposed to have been moving like the president. Big Jook was supposed to have tight-knit security. He got shot at the night before. That's another reason. Definitely. You got to have tight security. We can't walk around with our chest on swole, people. We can't, especially if we in the light. If we in that life, you can't walk around with your chest on swole like somebody won't pull up and push your wig back. He knew something was going to go down. Now we could mix in. He knew something was going to go down. Maybe he just was tired. Some people reach that point in their life where they done so much dirt. Could it have been his guilty conscience that was weighing in on him? Now, that's a strong possibility. He could have sat with himself and said, you know what? I done caused people to lose their lives. Because one thing that I know about every individual, believe it or not, all of us has a personal relationship with God. Some of us confront. Please believe me, everyone has a personal relationship with God, one way or another. When you get in trouble, what's the first thing you do? You call out to God, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Allah, whether it's Jehovah, whether it's the universe, whatever it is, whoever it is that you believe in. You got a personal relationship with God. Maybe Big Jook had a conversation with God. Maybe he repent. Who knows? Maybe he came before God and said, God, I know I've done a lot of dirt, but please forgive me. Maybe that was his way of repenting. Who knows? Who knows? Some people, they go out like that. They've done so much dirt. And when they know somebody coming to get them, they just go on and lay it down. I can't say that that's the case in this, but this is a strange situation, y'all. This is a very strange situation. Who's behind the play? Who's behind the play? Could it been Gotti? Do y'all really think Gotti would take out his brother? You know the streets is talking. The streets is talking. I believe Straight Drop trial is coming up. Is it in March? Straight Drop's trial is coming up. Straight Drop trial is coming up for the killing of young Dolph. Allegedly, Big Jook is the one that dropped the bag. Is this the end for Gotti? What's the end game for Gotti? I will be dropping the link in just a few. If anyone would like to join me on the panel, feel free to join me on the panel. I will be dropping the link in a few. So if there's anyone out there that would like to join me on the panel, please feel free to join me on the panel. If you would like to support the channel, and if you would like to donate to the channel, my cash app is $ERICMCINT. What's going to become of Gotti and Angela Simmons? Some people say Angela Simmons is going to stay with Gotti. Some people say she's going to be ride or die. Some people say she's going to hang around, regardless of what. This is what the folks are saying. This is what folks are saying about Angela Simmons. She might be ride or die now. But when them people come and snatch him up, it's a different story when them alpha. I know she grown, but how would her family, how would Reverend run? Not even how will Reverend run, not even how will her family look at her, look at herself. Do y'all really think, that this woman right here, do y'all really think, because without Gotti, with Gotti or without Gotti, Angela Simmons can still get money? So do you really think that Angela Simmons is going to take a chance and jeopardize her freedom for Gotti? Drop a 1, because some of y'all feel like that. Some of y'all feel like that. On the last demonstration, some of y'all feel like Angela Simmons is going to be ride or die and stick by him. Drop a 1 if you really think when the feds come and start grabbing people, Angela Simmons is going to stick by Gotti. We all know. And if you don't know, best believe the first person, one of the first people, when them feds come and grab you, one of the first people they're going to snatch is your woman. Let me drop the link, y'all. Let me drop the link. I see y'all down there in the chat, but let me drop the link. It will be better if you could just join me on a panel. Let me drop the link. So we're looking at two parts of this. Is Gotti's mom the reason for Big Jook's death? Also, is this the end for Gotti? Why did not the killers, why did they not touch Gotti's and Big Jook's mother? She right there. Why wasn't she touched? Why wasn't Gotti touched? I know y'all say Angela Simmons saved Gotti. Salute, Tommy.
Salute, Shank Rock. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. Just trying to get some kind of clarity in this whole Big Jook's killing.
Well, my thoughts, bro, is when people ask me who was responsible for Big Jook death, I say Big Jook. Because Big Jook should have had security. He knew how he was moving through Memphis. He knew what was going on in Memphis. He knew the problems he had in Memphis. Okay, we all seen dudes like that before, who always think they bigger than the situation, who always think these jokers know better. No, they don't. And ain't nobody scared of you. They coming to get you. All right. We done seen this play ran how many times in our life, bro? I mean, this, bro. We all know guys who thought they was bigger than the problem. You ain't bigger than the problem, okay? You never bigger than the problem. Either you gonna solve the problem or you gonna get solved by the problem. But you just thinking you gonna move around with the expectation that your reputation holds some type of weight that it really don't hold. It just look, bro, I seen this play plenty of times, enough times to know exactly what happened. All right. So when you ask me who was responsible for Big Jook death, I always say Big Jook. All right, because he should have knew better. He should have. And then I heard somebody say, Gotti should have provided him security. Man, that dude rich. Gotti don't gotta provide him nothing. He should have provided his own self with security. Gotti provided. Gotti made sure he was rich. So why did Gotti need to provide him with security? All right, that dude is rich. All right, ain't no way he should have been moving without security. All right, especially through Memphis, knowing the problems he facing in Memphis. All right, look, I've said it before, I say it again. All right, you want to act, you want to play stupid games, you're going to win a stupid prize. All right, now that's what happened with Big Jook, point blank. All right, bro, if anybody knew the problems he had in Memphis, it was Big Jook. Now, you want to walk around thinking people scared of you, people know better, people, you bigger than the problem. All right, well, you know what I'm saying? Expect when it happen, ain't nobody gonna be feeling sorry because you had enough resources to have the kind of protection in place to make sure something like that didn't happen. You feel where I'm coming from? And YoGotti is going to prison. We seen this movie how many times? YoGotti is going to prison. You can trust and believe. Okay, listen, law enforcement absolutely cannot let that unfold in Memphis. They cannot let YoGotti look like the gangster of the century. He is going to prison. Okay, he is not bigger than Memphis. All right. And if you think for 1 second those white folks are about to let you think this black gangster running Memphis, you are out of your mind. That is not going to happen. YoGotti is going to get indicted. I promise you. I promise you they are going to indict YoGotti, and I'll put everything on it. I seen this happen before. Trust me, he is going to prison.
And I put everything on it with you. He might think he's the king of Memphis, but me and you both know, and everybody else know, there's only one king of Memphis. That's Elvis Presley.
And me and you both know we done seen this movie a bunch of times. We already know how it ends. All right, YoGotti gonna be in prison. Bro, I don't care if they had to make something up. They sending him to prison. He going to prison.
And now that Big Jook is out the way, it's the domino effect.
And then I hear, and then I hear people talking about, yeah, well, since Big Jook gone, YoGotti gonna just blame it on Jook. And I'm thinking, y'all don't know nothing about law enforcement.
No.
And you definitely don't know nothing about the FBI. You ain't gonna get to blame it on nobody. You taking that weight. Believe that. I don't care if Big Jook died. That's not how law enforcement work. You just get to blame it on him. Yeah, that might work sometimes in the state, but let me tell you, when you step in U.S. District Court, that means absolutely nothing. That means absolutely nothing to them. It's just going to be one of y'all going to jail instead of both of y'all. Okay? Big Jook dying not going to stop Gotti from going to prison. That's not going to happen. All right? That ain't going to happen for Gotti. All right? And I'm sure his lawyers is explaining that to him now. That is not how the federal government operate. Both of y'all was involved with it. Both of y'all going to jail. It don't matter if one of y'all died. This ain't the state. You ain't just gonna get the blame it on the one that died. That ain't gonna happen.
They get ready to bring a RICO charge, a criminal continuous organization charge. And when they do that, it's an organization charge.
You better know they get ready to get hit with that 841C. They get ready to get hit with it. All right, you gonna get that continuous enterprise, that continuous criminal enterprise. All right, y'all about to see what it do. All right, and them dudes that ain't got nothing, that ain't working with nothing, and they just looking at the next 40 years in that box. You think they carrying that? They ain't carrying that. All right. Oh, listen, listen, I will bet you most of everything I own that you got a bunch of them already telling.
Exactly. They already telling. They already been telling.
All right. So all right, Gotti might
go ahead, Tom. Go ahead.
Gotti might have thought he was the gangster of the century, but he ain't gonna like when he see that he ain't gonna like when he see that 40 count indictment with them 180 pages of everything he been doing for the past 8 years. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna. All right, he might have thought he was the king of Memphis, but they gonna show him who the king of Memphis is. Yo, bro, let me tell you something. When that violence start and them bodies start dropping, you can hang that up. Listen, you ask anybody, they'll tell you money and murder do not mix. You can get the money, but once you incorporate the murder, it is over. It is over for that program. That's why I told you both sides need to sit down. Both sides need to sit down and figure out how they gonna move forward with this. All right, you can try to prove something to the streets if you want. You won't be proving nothing to nobody. I'm telling you that right now.
You're gonna be proving how dumb you is.
Yeah.
Real talk. That's what you're going to be proving. The heat is on. The heat been on, but the heat is on. Y'all got a paper trail of bodies. Y'all got a paper trail of dead bodies.
And they gonna give you a sentence so long, everybody gonna forget all about you. You ain't gotta worry about what you was doing, and because I'm telling you, they're gonna give you a sentence so long, everybody is gonna forget all about you. All right, trust and believe that. All right, and if you got another thing coming, if you think she about to stick around with God, that ain't gonna happen at all. Okay, she gonna do him just like that broad did. What's his name up in New York? That stupid joker. What was his name a little while ago? Um, what's his name? He was from the Gorilla Apes. What was his name?
Young boy or older?
Casanova 2 times.
Yeah.
He gonna she gonna do him just like that girl did him. She gonna stick around as long as the clout lasts. As long as she gonna get clout. As long as she getting some clout for doing it. But soon as that clout in, well, she gonna be gone before that. But she gonna keep up the appearance until ain't nobody paying it no more mind.
And that's just how it goes. The streets is undefeated. That's just how it goes. I can't change the rules. Tommy can't change the rules. You can't change the rules. He, she, Gotti. That's just how the streets go. The streets is undefeated.
Listen, bro, and Angela Simmons, look, girls just want to have fun. And the last time I checked, a nigga in the penitentiary ain't no damn fun. All right. So look, you can keep miss me with that. Oh, she gonna ride it out. She is not about to ride that out. All right. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you she shouldn't ride it out because he had every opportunity to make the right decisions. And he made the wrong decisions at every turn. Okay. This didn't have to be his fate. All right. It's some jokers in the penitentiary that had to be his fate. He not one of them, bro.
Let me grab a comment. Big Pressure, I seen you was trying to come up though, Big Pressure. Let me grab Big Pressure because he was trying to come up at the panel. Big Pressure says if they had Gotti, they would have been already indicted.
You don't know how the feds work. It don't work that way.
Hold tight. Yeah. If they had Gotti, they would have been already indicted. I don't think Gotti didn't have nothing to do with any of the mess. This may have been Jook issues the whole time. I do believe that Gotti got some kind of involvement. I do believe so. Now, when it comes to this play that was ran on Big Jook, I don't know. But I do know that Gotti's hand definitely is dirty. Come on, Tommy.
And if you think that's how the feds work, see, I got 2 federal ID numbers. No, they wouldn't have came and got them. No, they would. See, that's one thing you got to understand, homie. They got plenty of time. You don't. You don't got the time. They got the time. They got plenty of time. Okay, they are sit, and they are sit because they going to get everybody.
Tommy, let Cynthia slide in. We got a new person on the panel.
All right, go ahead. I'm going to drop down, Shank Rock.
Salute, Cynthia.
Salute, Mike Shank.
Talk to me.
It's just that it's the life that they live. They were brought up. That's just how it is. Some kids are just the life that they live, brought up in. So.
And that's so true because as I stated earlier, his mother said that out of all her children, it was him when he was young. He was in the life with her. He was young. She said 3 times on 3 separate occasions that a trap house got busted. She said Big Jook was there. He was in the trap house.
Right. And it's the life that he brought up. He knew. He didn't know no other life but that.
He didn't know. And in my opinion, in my perspective, he didn't have a chance.
Right.
Mom Dukes is gangster.
Right.
So it's one thing if Pops is gangster. Just because Pops is gangster, that don't mean you gonna be gangster.
That's right.
But if Mom Dukes is gangster, 9 times out of 10, her son gonna be gangster.
That's true. It's most of the time it's the way the mom live, because that's how we came. You know, that's like me. My mom never went out and partied, so I didn't do it neither. So it's and you know, I see a lot of families where they girls go out and party with their mamas and stuff, and that's not cool. So that's what you know, that's how it be.
Especially with him being the oldest, then here come his siblings, and so, and allegedly, you know, out of him and Gotti, he's the one that actually spent time in the streets. He did this thing in the streets. And of course, when Gotti, you know, became the rapper and blew up and everything, why not bring my big brother along?
That's right.
But my big brother brought along his street influences. Now,
True.
come on, Cynthia, come on.
That's true. He bought the street life with him, and that wasn't what he was. He wasn't. He didn't know about the street life.
Mm-mm.
But Big Brother knew about the street life because he grew up with that with Mom, and Mom didn't let him do that. So it's a difference. In the difference in the raising that she did with the two boys. So that's what we have to look at. It's the way we be raised, how our parents raise us. Because if you don't raise your kid partying with them or out in the club with them and stuff, that's the life they know. They grow up. I see that all the time. Right here in Arkansas, right here in my town, even my family members. So hey, what you expect? So, and then it's life that they know. Playing cards all night long with them.
You got something in the background. Do you got the YouTube or something on in the background? Because I can hear me in your background.
There you go.
Right. Like you said, playing cards, and you cannot be your child's friend. That just don't work out. It just don't work out. Now, you can have the type of relationship with your children whereas though y'all have an open line of communication. You can have that open line of communication whereas though your children feel free and feel comfortable with coming to talk to you about things. But at the same time, you can't be their friend. You can't let them hang out with you. You can't allow them to do the things that you do unless the things that you are doing is positive thing. You can't be in the streets and have your kids in the streets with you. You can't. No. And I know it's not a manual on how to raise children, but it's just common sense.
That's true.
It's common sense.
And I didn't do, and that's what I said with my kids. My son did things. He got influenced by his uncles and things to get him in the life. But my daughter, she was at home with me. And I was a home person. She was a home person. She's still that way. And her kids that way. So.
And see, especially for us black men, and I'm not using it for scapegoat, but us black men, we got 2 strikes. We got 2 strikes against us when we come into this world. We black and we boys. That's going to one day grow up to be a man. We got 2 strikes against us. Now, when we in the streets from a little boy, the first rule of the streets that we get, most of us get it from our mothers.
Right.
Don't snitch. Oh, you a little tattletale. That's the first rule that most of us get. And we get that from our mother. Then for most of us, we get being a player. Believe it or not, a lot of the black mothers, what they say about their son, oh, my son gonna have all the women. My son gonna be a little pimp. We can't, as mothers, can't tell your sons that. Because you're programming him.
That's true.
You know, and it's not to bash moms, but it's just to shed the light on some of the things that moms do in our community that is wrong. And there are a lot of things that us as men do in our community as fathers that's wrong. Because just as well as the mothers raise their children to be in the streets, you got some fathers that raise their children to be in the streets. I don't want my son to be soft. I want my son to be tough. You got some fathers like that. Some fathers. Come on, Cynthia. Come on.
You're right about that. Because my son, daddy, and uncles and things, they were like street. That's where he got his from. You know, and he didn't get it from me. He got it from his side, the daddy side of the family. And then when he got killed, the daddy was mad. But then he said, I the one did so and so. He was mad at me. But for what? He was like you. So I can't. Why get mad at me? He was with you. The life you had him with had done got him started in at a young age.
Right.
So.
And even though we believe that there's no manual on how to raise a child, there is instructions. Now, it might not be a book, but there is instructions. And the instructions is follow God's word, follow God's law. Hey, in whatever religion, because this is one thing that I learned about religion. They all the same. They just taking different methods to get to the number 7. And the number 7 is the number of God. This religion take 2 + 5. That would take 3 + 4. That would take 6 + 1. But guess what? They're all going to get to God. And in all religions, they teach you to honor thy father and thy mother as a child. But also it teaches, each religion teaches the father and mother to be good parents to their children, because it starts in the house. We got a better chance. And I know a lot of successful people have been raised by single parents. I get all of that. But that's not the way that God wanted it. And that's not the way that God intended things to be. It is what it is. But what we have done over the years, because of the decisions that we have made, we use excuses to get away from what's the truth. You don't need no man. You can raise a child by yourself. That's not how God intended it to be.
Nope.
Why not give the child both parents?
I would get, yeah, both parents, you know, and you give that father a chance to be in that child life. If he don't want to be in that child life, then ain't nothing you can do.
Ain't nothing you could do. And you got a lot of deadbeat dads.
That's it.
You got a lot of deadbeat dads, but then you got a lot of miserable mothers.
You're right. But I had parents that helped me and sisters and brothers.
You,
But
you got a lot of men that won't be children to they won't be fathers to their children because the mother don't want them no more. And they still in love with the mother. And they feel like, well, since you got a new boyfriend, you let him take care of the child. That's not cool, fellas. I'm talking to the men. That's not cool. If your baby mother, if your children's mother don't want you no more, even if she get a new man, your responsibility is to your children. The children is not my man's biological children. Now the stepdaddy, he gonna come in. Most stepdaddies gonna come in and play their part. But fellas, it's not up to that man to help your child's mother raise that child. I know it hurt. I know you be like, man, F her. She don't want me no more. Because you got a lot of men out here that think like that. They think just like what I just said. They don't want to have nothing to do with that child because the mother don't want to have nothing to do with him no more. And that's not right. That's not cool.
I agree with you. I would agree with you.
And we know a lot of things that's affected in our community. And I teach this all the time and I promote this all the time. A lot of the issues that we're faced with in our community is because of the man. And it's no disrespect to the ladies, but it's because the man hasn't stepped up to the plate. It is what it is.
You're right.
And then I'm gonna let you come in. This young Dolph and Gotti situation. It's a bunch of men.
It is.
It's a bunch of men. That's why I'm saying it's us as men. It ain't no females. Now with the females, y'all might pull some hair out. Y'all might do a little scratching. Y'all might throw some water on each other. But are women going to take it to that extreme to where as though bodies start dropping? Y'all ain't going to do that.
No, we're not.
It's only us. It's only us. It's only us men, black men as fools and cowards. That's what being corny is. That's what being lame is. But we got it backwards. We think the men that's successful, we think the men that take that route in life, we think they corny. We think they lame. And we glorify the ones that do this BS. You playing with millions and millions of dollars.
You're right.
So, in my opinion, that's corny. Look, I'm playing with millions and I'm supposed to be living my best life and I'm throwing bricks at the penitentiary. The hell with throwing bricks at the penitentiary. I got the key to the penitentiary. And instead of me tossing the key to the penitentiary in the river somewhere, I'm walking around with the keys to the penitentiary in my pocket every day. That's corny, man. That's lame.
You're right.
That's so corny and so lame. Come on, Cynthia. Come on.
And that's true. Because we as a black race, they already think we not what they say, we not that. They look at us like we not smart or we not this and that. But we just some of the smartest people that it can be. And it's take us, you don't realize, but we black people is our worst enemies.
Yes.
We is our worst enemies. Our black men is their worst enemies.
Let Miss Groovy slide in for a minute, Cynthia. Salute, Miss
Okay,
Groovy.
I'm
Salute, Shane. So and Cynthia. It's it's a lot going on here.
you right.
Like because granted, yes, the mother have may have been in the streets and did what she did and what have you. But see, when you have a millionaire with the broke man's mentality, he might as well be broke.
Yep. Yep.
And even though his mom said, well, this was my life and he was there doing it all and all of this stuff, he had a choice when he turned 18 and his baby brother, became a millionaire. He had a choice to decide to change his life and he didn't. I mean, let's look at the facts here. He had a choice to make. He could have
I agree.
stayed in Memphis and been a gangster and still do the street thing and all of that. Or he could have been like, you know what? Okay, I got $1 million in the bank. Let me take some self help classes. Let me go back to school. Let me do this. Let me start a business. Let me do that. He could have done anything in the world with $1 million at the time that he received it. And he still chose the street life. So he might as well have still been a street person. Now, the people who took his life, no, I'm not giving them a pass because they are kind of in the same boat. And the crazy thing is, the guy that you showed in the picture, Shank, the
Uh-huh.
young guy,
Uh-huh.
if I'm not mistaken, if my mind serves me correctly, and I believe it does, that's the same young guy who was in a picture with Dolph.
You see
He
it?
was in the guy picture that you just sent. I mean, that you showed up.
You,
Yeah,
you see, that's straight drop. that's
exactly.
that's who going
So
on trial. That's and I'm gonna let you come back. But that's who's going on trial in March for the killing of young Dolph.
right.
Straight drop. Come on, Miss Groovy. Come on.
So that lets me know that he was in Dolph's camp,
Mm,
not in YoGotti's.
mm.
This was somebody that Dolph knew.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, that's usually how it works in that kind of situation. It's
Yep.
somebody that's able to get close enough to that person where they don't feel like it's a threat to them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like somebody in the circle that's close that they ain't gotta worry about. I ain't gotta watch my back around this nigga because this nigga my people's.
There's always somebody
It's
playing
always
both
somebody
sides.
who want who wants your spot. And that's the one thing that I know for sure in the drug game that has always been an issue. There is always somebody there wanting your spot. If you making the most money on the block, guess what? They about to set you up. Why they about to set you up? Because they want your spot. They want to be the ones making the money on the block. Or they want to be the ones that's supplying the block. So it's always going to be somebody out here that want to take your spot. So what they gonna do? If all the low lives get together and they take you out, guess what? They all get a raise. How do they always all get a raise? They all get a raise because now they're gonna take your customers. Because either you're laying in a hospital in critical or you just lost your life. So now your customers are gonna have to go to them because now you're no longer there. So everybody just got a raise. But just like I wrote in the comments, the streets is undefeated. The streets don't owe nobody no loyalty, and the street always wins. Period, point blank. I don't
Say it
care
again.
if you a millionaire or you got $1 in your pocket. At the end of the day, when it comes to the streets always gonna win.
Say it again. The streets are always going to win. The streets have been here before me. The streets
Mm-hmm.
have been here before Miss Groovy. The streets
Exactly.
have been here before all of us. And guess what? When our asses is gone, the streets is
Still
still
gonna be there.
going to be here. The streets is undefeated. It's rules. It's rules in the streets. I can't change the rules.
Exactly.
Nobody can change the rules. Come on, Miss Groove. I mean, yeah, come on, Miss Groove.
And the one thing that I notice about like these young guys that's coming up, like they don't have no loyalty to nobody.
Nobody.
Not
Nobody.
even their families.
Nobody.
Not even their families. And it's crazy. And it's so it trips me out because like in in New Jersey where I lived at, these kids out here was unaliving people that they went to elementary school with. They done spent the night at these people's house. They done, I mean, all kinds of stuff. And I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting at a funeral. Well, I wasn't at the funeral. I heard about the funeral. But do you know they found 15 guns in a church at a funeral that got shot up? That church has never ever had another young person's funeral there since then.
Let me read Big Slump comment real quick. Big Slump says the streets is definitely tough, especially when you don't have to be there in or when you overstay your welcome there. Facts. Come back, Miss
Exactly.
Groovy, about the church with all the
Exactly.
guns. 15 guns in the church.
It was 50, they found 15 guns in this church and they were leaving out of the church with the body and they shot up the church. They have never had a young person's funeral at that church since then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my friends, God, whew, this dude, I tell you no lie, when I'm close to somebody, like I'm really close to somebody, I can feel everything that's going on with them. Like I could tell you, I could talk to one of my girlfriends and I can tell you they're not right just by hearing their voice. Something ain't right. Or, okay, I'm gonna tell you about this particular day. I had just seen this dude, okay? Me and my husband was leaving out to go watch one of his friend's sons play in a basketball game. So we leave, and no, I had came outside and I saw him, and he said, "Where you going?" And I said, "I'm going to a basketball game." He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "I'm going to a high school basketball game. I'm going to see a friend's son play." So he was like, "All right, all right." He was like, "You better tell me the score when you get back." So I
Mm.
was like, "Okay, cool." Me and him went to school together. We've always been cool and close. Do you know that night when I came home from the basketball game, I had just changed into my pajamas and I was sitting on the side of my bed. Not only did I hear the shots,
Mm.
but it felt like something was punching me in my chest as he was getting shot.
Mm.
The next in the next few hours, I was getting phone calls and people was telling me who had gotten shot. And I was like, "No, I just saw him like 2 hours ago." Like I lost it. So the day of his funeral, we go to the funeral home because it's a nice sized funeral home, but the amount of people that came to the funeral, that funeral home was not equipped.
Mm.
So I was talking to the actual funeral director, and he asked me one because he's really close with my family. Like he's buried almost everybody in our family who passed away. So he said, "Miss Groovy," he was like, "Are we gonna have problems here?" And I looked around and I said, "No." He said, "You sure?" I said, "I'm 100% positive." I said, "One, because the person that's laying in there, he wasn't that type of dude." and they not gonna let that happen. So he was like, okay. He said, I'm gonna take your word for it. I said, okay. All I did was I walked around and told everybody that was drinking, make sure y'all take your bottles with y'all in your car. I don't care what y'all doing, how y'all do it. Do not smoke in this place. And if you drinking, you better take your bottle with you when you leave. They was like, okay, Kim, cool. So we're leaving to go to the cemetery. Everybody who said that they was gonna take their bottle took their bottle. Everybody that was outside smoking made sure they cleaned up what they messed up. We was getting ready to walk out of there. He said, I cannot believe it. I was like, what? He said, you said everything was gonna be all right. I said, he wasn't that type of person. Like he was the silly person. Like he was a street cat, but he wasn't a street cat to the point where like nobody liked him. He was the kind of street cat that everybody liked and everybody was cool with. And come to find out, he was killed over a girl,
Mm.
which was stupid as hell to me. And that's why I think if this YoGotti and Dolph thing is over a female, we outnumber y'all by 10. To every man, there is 10 women that have been born. To every male child that has been born, there's 10 girls. We outnumber y'all. If there's a woman out here whose stuff is that great that will make you hurt and unalive another man, something's wrong with you.
I agree. I agree. And a lot of it got to do with the way that they are raised. A lot of it got to do with the way that they were raised. Most of them are soft.
Hmm.
Most of them,
Weak.
come on,
They weak.
right. Most of them, really didn't have it hard growing up. Not all, not all, not all.
Mm.
But the bigger picture of it is most of them jumped off the porch without
Too
knowing
soon.
the rules to this. Like I just go back to the first generations and the second generations of the streets. Like with us, really had to be what you said you were. And
Hmm.
just know any and everybody could come out there like some of my day ones. We
Exactly.
would send home. We would make them go home, go in the house when it get dark.
Exactly.
We would make, and they
Not
would try
only
to come
that,
around,
you
they would
had
try to,
respect for the kids,
yeah, they would try
the
to come around
elders.
us. They would try to come around us and get in the mix with us, but we would always send them home because we knew that that wasn't them. Go home.
Hmm.
Whereas though today, anybody is allowed on the block. Anybody is allowed to yell gang gang. Anybody.
Hmm.
With us, it was structure. If
Hmm.
we knew that you wasn't about that, you just wasn't about that, go home. We
Right.
still got you. You still a part of the neighborhood. We still gonna look out for you, but go home. And with
Hmm.
us, everybody wasn't no shooter.
Right.
Everybody wasn't no hitter. Whereas though today, everybody want to be a hitter. Everybody want to be a shooter.
Hmm.
Everybody just don't got the heart to be a shooter. Everybody just don't got the balls to be a hitter. It is what it is. Everybody
Hmm.
today is accepted in the street life. That's not
And
how,
that's the
that's
sad
not,
part
and
about
I'm
it.
gonna let you slide in. When it originated, that's now how it went. Yeah, any and everybody couldn't be here. Come on, Miss Groovy.
And the funny thing about it is the other day I was listening to y'all when y'all was talking about the gangs and how it started. If they knew the origin,
Exactly.
mm,
If they
they
knew,
it probably would change their lives if they knew
yes,
the origin,
yes,
how it started, what it
yes,
became, where it went. Like if they knew that gangs started with trying to protect the communities that they
right,
lived in.
right,
They did the feeding programs, which is now WIC. The
right.
government took it.
Teach.
The books, the teaching the kids how to read, how to write. All of this stuff started with us. But when it became something dangerous, even the gang members said this wasn't what it was supposed to be.
No, but J. Edgar Hoover,
This is not how it started off.
J. Edgar Hoover, the head of the FBI, that's who you trace it back to. Because
Exactly.
J. Edgar Hoover was so worried about a black messiah. I'm talking the 60s, y'all.
Hmm.
J. Edgar Hoover was so worried about a black messiah raising up amongst the black Americans. Now here come the dope, because the dope, remember, heroin was a rich man's
Hmm.
high. Heroin was
And
only the
so was
celebrities
cocaine.
was using
And so
heroin.
was cocaine.
Those were rich people high.
Hmm.
Now here come crack. So your gangs, go look at the handbook of the GDs and
But
read.
crack wasn't a problem. Crack wasn't a problem until it showed up on Wall Street.
Bingo.
And when it showed up on Wall Street, where there were no black people, that's when it became a epidemic, a
That's when
crack
it became an epidemic.
epidemic.
Look at your specials
Mhm.
about addiction to drugs. And white
Mhm.
people.
Right.
Look at the special. Look at the TV specials and the reports and all of that. When they talk about it being an epidemic, it's white people using. But when
Mhm.
it wasn't white people using, it wasn't an epidemic.
Like, okay, let's go into some more history about the drug life. Okay, pills. Pills was not our issue.
No,
We wasn't popping pills and drinking wine and overdosing and all of that stuff. We wasn't doing that.
no.
That was them damn housewives of them powerful people that worked
Teach,
in Wall Street.
teach. This is true.
That was their stuff. That's like even now, like I remember one time I was watching a special on I think it was IDTV, something like that. But anyway, they were talking about kids getting hooked on drugs. Shank, have you ever been to a pill party?
No, because that
Have
was
you
never
ever
my
heard of
thing.
a pill party?
No, no. I was long gone out of the streets when the pill party wave came in. I was long gone.
Okay, for those of you who don't know what a pill party is, a pill party is when the kids 17 and under get together. But what they do is they go and they raid their parents' medicine closet
I heard about that. Wow.
and they dump all the pills in a bowl or in a glass or whatever. Something big enough to mix them all together. These kids don't know if they taking blood pressure medicine, pain pills. They don't know what they taking. But all they got to do is stick their hand in a whole big old bowl, take some pills out, take them, and 9 times out of 10, somebody overdoses. But
Wow.
not uh that's not us.
No.
We don't
No.
do pill parties.
Let me slide in and read Samson's comment. Samson says, Yo Gotti was messing with Gucci baby moms before Dolph dissed him about his Gotti and Gucci. Separate, and Dolph and Gucci got closer. See, but a female. It's
See, here we
man,
go again with this female.
yeah, it's
But see, my thing is this. She must got some powerful stuff between her legs or in her mouth, one or the other, to make another man who has nothing to do with the situation. Because if we talking about YoGotti's girl and Gucci's girl, what did Dolph have to do with that?
right, right.
And to go back to what you were saying, I think it was last night when you were saying that the clip that you played with Dolph saying something about
Mm-hmm,
Gucci Man dissing his people or whatever.
mm-hmm.
To me, it sounded like he gave Dolph a compliment,
Right, Gotti. It
and
was
he was
Gotti, not Gucci.
saying,
It was Gotti giving his
right,
people or giving him compliment. Right.
right. I felt like he was giving him a compliment,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
was just saying to him, like, "You're established, bro.
Right, right,
I don't have to stand like I don't have to stand and supervise you. You gonna
right,
come in here and get it done, and I
right,
ain't gotta worry about it. But
right,
with them, I'm still spoon feeding them and
right,
and you know
right,
making them have to come to the studio and all of this and that. He wasn't. He was saying that that's I don't have to worry about that with you.
right. That's
But
how I
with
took
them,
it.
I'm still. You know what I'm saying? I'm still coaching them.
Right. It's not like he was dragging his people for filth. It's not like he
Right.
was saying, man, they some broke ass, fake ass Negroes. Man, they some
Right.
sucker ass type Negroes. Nah, nah. Now
Right.
that's when you be worried. Like he's sitting up there drugging his partners in them for filth. So I can imagine how he would drug me or drag me. It's like you said, and like many other people said, Gotti was just giving Dolph his flowers. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all think when Gotti was talking to Dolph and letting Dolph know, look, I don't have to spoon feed you. I don't have to hold your hand. You already established. Whereas though my other artists, I still gotta hold their hand. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all think that it was a compliment. Because I'm with you, Miss Groovy, and a lot of other people felt the same way. Like, Gotti was just giving young Dolph his flowers. Come on, Miss Groovy.
That's the way I felt. I just felt like he wasn't trying to be negative. He was just telling him, I know you're gonna come in here and do what you gotta do. I still gotta do this with them. I'm still coaching them to do the things that you're already doing. You could be my star player. And then maybe some of them will follow you. That's what I felt like that conversation meant. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he was, trying to dog him out or saying, this is what I'm gonna do to him if he start acting stupid or whatever the case. I don't feel like that was the thing. I don't even think the way he explained it made it sound like it was supposed to be a negative thing.
Right. Let me take these 2 comments real quick, Miss Groovy. Sanson says when you disrespect someone on a song and with social media, now it's different than back in the days. Everywhere you go, you hearing a song on the radio being disrespected, egos get involved. And that's what I really think
I
really
agree.
took the turn for the worst, the egos. Big Pressure says a 1, but regardless, that conversation should have never left that room if Gotti said that. I'm with
I
you as
agree with
well,
that too.
Pressure. I'm with you as well. Sansa says, 1, you're right. Dolph was too disrespectful on the media and like Dolph. And that's where I seen it going in left field, whereas though, I mean, in Gotti's defense, it's like my man Dolph taking shots at me. Now, some people say, but Shank, Dolph was keeping it on records. Dolph didn't take it to the streets. But if you dealing with some wolves, if you dealing with some gorillas, you know, and it's just natural reflex. The first law of the universe is self-preservation. So
Mm-hmm.
now if Dolph, if he's pushing that line, if he's pushing up on Gotti, I mean, can we blame Gotti for
For
getting
clapping back.
clapping back? I mean, and this is what I always tell people. You can't get mad at the clap back. You might swing a knife at my man, but you might be expecting my man to swing a knife back at you.
Right.
But my man, he might be on that gunplay tip. My man might be about that gunplay. That's why I tell people, be careful who you mess with. Be careful of the tree that you bark up. You might be a pit bull and you might bark up a tree and it might be a lion up that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Pit bull bad, but the lion is more bad. The lion gonna eat the pit bull to the bones. So let me cut. So okay, Felix says Dolph was in it to be a boss. That's why he wanted to do his own thing, and I get that part. I get that as far as not signing with Gotti. I get that. You know, do your thing, but when you dissing people, and then you know, especially with Gotti, he representing this, you know, and I tell people all once again, if you pushing up on a gangster, if you trying to test a gangster, that's the wrong thing that you could do. Is
Absolutely.
test another man's gangster. That's the wrong thing you can do. You giving that man the right to clap back.
I tell people this all the time. You can't slap somebody and then tell them how mad to get.
Right. Oh, you need to be the bigger person. Nah, you tell that joker to be the bigger person. It's just like with me. I use me for an example. Like when the content creators used to take shots at me and sneak diss me, and when the content creators used to come for my head and everything, people would always say, Shank, don't entertain them. Shank, be the bigger person. And what I would always say, Miss Groovy, you go tell that motherfucker to be the big person. I'm coming, Miss Groovy. Let me grab this comment. Sanson says, they say sticks and stone will break my bones, but words don't hurt. Words hurt me. I don't play your mama jokes. I'll hurt you. I lost my mom as a youngster, but the disrespect I don't tolerate. And I'm with you, Sanson.
Absolutely true.
I lost my father. I lost my pops when I was 9. Now, and all my day ones can tell you, they could crack on me about all of the above. They could roast what I had on. They could roast my house. They could roast me about whatever they wanted to roast me about. But you couldn't talk about my father. You
Right.
couldn't crack on me about my father. So it's like, you know, I'll say it again. If you test the gangster, you're going to get, it's like knocking on the devil's door. You keep knocking on the devil's door, he going to open it up eventually.
You're right.
Now,
That's just
come on,
like Shank, when I lost my first daughter. Me and my sister got into an argument, right? And she said to me, I thought you was only here till you got over that little baby.
mm,
And
mm,
when she said that, I
mm.
literally had her up against the wall off her feet with one hand. My mom walked in the house. My mom just happened to walk in the house. And that did something to me. And I said to myself that day, I said to her, I said, that little baby was your niece. And that's how you feel about her? Is you reduced her down to that little baby. I would never have done that to anybody because how you feel about your situation or how you feel about something that you lost, I would never trigger you with that. But people fail to realize that people, even though they're millionaires, billionaires, they still have feelings.
Yeah.
They are still human. And yes, that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt you. Words cut deeper than sticks and stones. Because see, people fail to realize that sticks and stones, you can heal from that. But words that certain people say to you will hurt you way deeper than any stick or stone that could ever be thrown at you. And people fail to realize that that is the thing that can cut a person so deep till they snap. Just the words that come out your mouth can make a person snap. If somebody hits you with a stick, okay, you can heal from that. Somebody hit you with a rock, you can heal from that. But if somebody say something to you that cuts you really deep in your heart, you hold on to that. And that makes you not trust people. And it makes you not trust things, people and things that they say, because in a moment of argument, they can say something to hurt you so deep. And then the next day, they will act like nothing never happened. And they think that things are supposed to go back to the way they were.
Right, right. Let me
And
make
that's
this.
not what happens.
Let me make this announcement real quick. Can I get everybody to subscribe to my backup channel, Shank Rock Films? I dropped the link in the chat because a lot of times this channel the audio messes up and I'll be experiencing technical difficulties over here. So if I could get everybody that haven't subscribed to the backup channel, can I get y'all to subscribe to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films? I dropped the link in the chat. Sansa says, I love Dolph, but if you don't have nothing good to say it to my face, not on social media or tracks where the world is going to play it for the rest of my life, even when I'm gone for my kids and friends to see. Exactly.
But see, that's the thing. These people are so much of a coward that they
Right,
will say something on social media, but then when they run into you, they
right,
want to cop please and I
right,
ain't say it like that, or I ain't mean it like that, or I ain't mean for it to get like this. No,
right,
that's not what you said on social
right,
media.
right. That's what I'm saying. Oh, you tripping. What you mean I'm tripping? You know, I tell people, you got to keep that same energy when a Negro pull up on you. I want you to keep that same energy now. Don't
Because
try
they
to,
not gangsters.
right, right.
Cause see,
And
a real gangster, if we want to take it back, real gangsters didn't play that.
no, no, no. And a real
What
gangster,
you
if he
said,
said,
what you said
it,
to the next man when they question you about it,
he gonna
what
stand
you
on it.
said to the next, he gonna stand on what he
He-
said.
yeah,
He gonna
yeah, I
stand
said
10 toes down with
that.
his chest up, and he gonna repeat verbatim what he said,
Yeah,
and he not gonna care how you felt about it.
right. Win, lose, or draw. He gonna stand 10 toes down on what he said. Win, lose, or draw. He gonna stand on what he said now. He ain't gonna
Cause
try to
see,
cop a plea and try to get
exactly.
out of it. You know, and that's what I'm
But
saying.
see,
Like we as especially for family members and friends, when you got family members and you got friends that's moving reckless, if they out here moving reckless and somebody pull up, push their wig back, you know, if somebody clap back at them, man, you can't sing that sad song. Oh, why they
right?
do him like that? Oh, we need to stop the killing. You gotta accept it
Did
as it
you
comes
say that
down
to yours?
the pipe.
Did you the same stuff that you kicking to us? Did you say that to yours
Right.
before yours got put down?
Let me ask you this, Miss Groovy, and let me ask the
Mhm.
chat because I didn't get a chance to ask the chat. And let me ask you, is this the end for Gotti? Let
I
me
don't.
ask it again. Y'all drop a one. Drop a one in the chat if y'all feel like this is the end for Gotti. Come on in, Miss Groovy. Do you feel as though this is the end for Gotti?
I will say yes and no. And the reason why I say yes and no, I would say no. I don't think he's going to lose his life over this, but I feel like something is coming down the pipe. Something's going to happen. I hope, my hope and my prayer is that he doesn't lose his life behind this. But another thing that you had mentioned about Angela Simmons, I don't think Angela Simmons is going to stay. And the reason why I say that is because she already lost her son's father to gun violence. She's not going to put her heart through that again. If there is a chance of that happening, she's not going to do that. So she'll leave first.
Mike says Gotti is good. Jook can't testify. How many feel the same way that Mike feel? That Gotti gonna be good because Jook can't testify?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me. Do y'all feel the same way Mike feel? Gotti gonna be good because Jook can't testify? Talk to me. And I gotta send a big shout out to my Baltimore Ravens. Sorry, Houston Texans fans. Sorry, Houston
Here
Texans
you go.
fans. I got to
Here you
represent.
go.
I got to represent for the home team.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Beautiful
Jay-Z
says
gonna.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z gonna make sure he don't get touched. Angela Peoples too deep with the Jews. He will be good unless they have some evidence that just can't be covered up. But even then, money talks. Jay-Z will step in.
Hmm.
Big Precious says
Hmm.
no. Gotti all up in the White House. He been cleared. Sasson says Gotti never did or said anything we can hold him on like Jook or Youngster. It would have to be something the fans got not known to public. Felix says
Hmm.
nah, because if the fans got something on Gotti, they don't need Jook.
True.
See, this
So
is
true.
this is my speculation. This is my perspective. Now that Big Jook has been taken out, a lot of people going to be fighting for power in that CMG organization. A
Like
lot
I
of people,
said.
a lot of people going to be fighting for power. A lot of people going to feel like they should be the next one up. A lot of people, now that Big Jook out the way, a lot of people going to be making moves that they wouldn't have been making with Big Jook around.
Like
So
I
in my
said,
opinion,
somebody fighting for the spot.
right, in my opinion, them dominoes getting ready to start falling. You got informants that's in the crew. You got snitches that's in the crew. Like I said, you got folks in the crew that don't like other folks in the crew. Now, Jook gone, it's going to be open war. Come on,
And
Miss
see,
Marie,
one
drop.
thing about it though, they when a war happens, right? Nobody wins. Nobody wins.
Take by the Lake says they got Jook phone, so Gotti better hope so. Come on, Miss Groovy.
When a war happens in the streets, nobody wins because you got more families losing loved ones behind a set, behind people that they haven't even known half of their life. Excuse me. But my thing is this, I've seen too much in my life to say that some we know something is going to happen. We know this for a fact because at this point the way it's looking, they're going body for body. That's just what it's looking like right now. Memphis is going to be on fire. Now, with all this that's already started, this is This is just the beginning.
Right. It's the beginning. Let me read this set from Samson. If Jook is the balls and muscle, Gotti gonna have some serious power struggles in the camp. I don't know how Gotti is in real life. And that's all I'm saying. It's like the muscle gone. It ain't a secret. It's not a secret that Jook was the muscle. Everybody know he was the muscle. He gone. So it's going to be a power struggle. And now you gotta remember, Feds is watching. Feds is listening. And if it's one thing that we know, when a murder happens, the streets start talking about that murder.
Yep.
Huh? When a murder happens, the streets start talking about that murder. Feds is listening. Feds is watching. Feds is recording. Feds is taking pictures. What you think the conversation is about in the CMG camp? Who was responsible for it? You don't think they talking? Feds listening. We talking about it.
Exactly.
And we are only assuming. But imagine the players that's involved. Imagine the players that's around it. They talking. They talking on their phone. They shooting text messages. Right now, whoever it was that laid Big Jook down, they done told somebody else. And that person that they told then told somebody else. Who y'all think listening? The alphabet boys. That's how this thing works. That's how this thing works. I done had enough cases to know. I've been around enough major players and studied their cases and learned their cases and had them tell me their cases to know after every homicide, after every unaliving, the streets start talking.
Pretty much.
And in this case, the feds is building, if they ain't already got a RICO charge against Gotti, they gonna come with it. They not gonna sit back and let a black gangster run
the city.
The city. Tommy mentioned that. They're not going to do it. Trust me. Trust me. They ain't going to sit back and let no black gangster run the city like this. No, it's too many bodies. If it wasn't no bodies, if no dead bodies wasn't involved, then he would be working with something. They would be working with something. It's too many dead bodies. The two M's don't mix. It's too many dead bodies. It's too many players involved.
Exactly.
Is this the end for Gotti? And I'm gonna let you come in. Now his streams gonna go up. And if he drop, if he's smart, he'd drop a record, he'd drop a song the day of the month and get the stream. That's gonna go up. Come on, Miss Groovy.
I just it's just funny to think, like, I've never been one to mince my words ever. But I know when you're dealing with people's loved ones, you have to have some decorum about yourself. And so with that being said, people just have to look at this and say, do we really want this to happen?
Right, right.
Like, the people in Memphis really need to stand up and be like, we can't continue to let this happen. We can't continue to allow this to happen. They're taking our children.
Memphis is so infested with gangs. It's a gang culture. And that goes way back to the 80s, the 70s.
Right.
Memphis is one of them cities. Is the population, I believe, is what? 90% of the population in Memphis is black. I know it's 80 to 90% of the population in Memphis is black.
Right.
So that's what running Memphis. And it's been going on for years. It's been going on for ages. The gangs run Memphis. But now when you trying to take the gang activity to a larger scale, as long as it just stays minimum. But this right here, you got Angela Simmons' name in the equation. It's going to make press. They call that bad press. Just
her
because
dad ain't having that.
Just because Angela Simmons was there. See, Angela Simmons, she was there.
And her dad is not having that.
No.
He is a pastor.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't think the feds then visit Run? The feds then had a talk with Run. And if they haven't, they on their way to have a talk with Run. Is it anything that you could tell us? He's a pastor. So off the rip, they're going to play chess with him. They're going to let him know his daughter is somehow mixed up in this. They're going to show Reverend Run some pictures. What you think Reverend Run going to do?
He going to talk to his daughter and be like,
The Alphabet Boys showed up at his doorstep with some pictures of his daughter. Let me show y'all. The Alphabet Boys gonna show up at Reverend Run's house. All right, beautiful. With pictures of his daughter with this thug. See, the thug, they already know the thug going down. But they gonna use Angela Simmons as a pawn.
her dad ain't letting that happen.
Remember when I talked to y'all about chess?
Her dad, her uncles, they not letting that happen.
They not gonna let that happen.
They not allowing that to happen. They never got into no beefs and stuff like that. And although Russell got his stuff going on, he's still gonna protect his niece.
That's his niece. It's bad press for the family. Can y'all imagine how that would look if the feds have Angela Simmons in that indictment? If Angela Simmons is in a sealed indictment?
He's not letting that happen. He's not allowing that to happen. Trust me.
What you think what you think Reverend Run gonna do? It's bad business. It's bad press.
Not only is he gonna tell Angela to come home, he gonna bring Gotti in the office and be like, "Yo, let's not forget, I ain't always been a reverend. Okay? You're not about to play with my kids." He don't play about his kids. He gonna let YoGotti know. I ain't always been a pastor. And DMC gonna be there, and a couple of other folks gonna be there. But trust and believe, it's going to be known. I don't care what you gotta do. Get her out of that. Because if you don't get her out of that,
this is a picture of Reverend Run. This was posted on Facebook a day after Big Jook lost his life. And the capture is, Angela, bring your ass home.
Exactly.
I'll say it again. This is a post from Reverend Run.
Her son probably with her mom or her sister.
Bring your ass home, Angela. It's just too deep, y'all. It's too deep, family. It's deep because once again, it's dead bodies. Folks in the CMG camp is talking.
And see, the thing about it though, this is the funny thing about all of this. Like when you saying they're talk, like people are talking. I don't know if y'all noticed on your phones when y'all having conversations, or if y'all say y'all need something or whatever, and next thing you know, you got the commercials popping up on your TV, and then your phone, like you on Facebooks and you see ads for the thing that you said you needed or you said you wanted. They're listening. They're listening. I said something about a moving truck about 4 weeks ago, I want to say. I've been seeing U-Haul, Penske, and U-Packets on my Facebook and Instagram and TikTok ever since.
Mm.
They're listening to us.
And Angela does like those type of dudes. But I know a lot of females that like those type of dudes until those type of dudes get jammed up. And then
Exactly.
Angela, as well as the other females that like those type of dudes, they on to the next free dude. That's just how this thing works. Yeah, they love the thug. They love them type dudes until them type dudes end up in a pine box 6 feet deep or in a 6-inch cage.
Hmm.
My mama worked it for the government. It's certain ish she will not talk about on the phone. She always say not on this phone. They listening. That's fact.
Exactly.
That's facts. You can't get away with anything nowadays. You can't. I see you down there, Squeak. You can't. It's like, do you know that this is how the feds get you?
Hmm.
The feds get you off of wiretap conversations.
Not even, no, Shane, it
Hold,
don't even have to be wiretap.
hold tight. They get you. This is what they going to present at your trial. This is what they going to present to you. They going to present to you phone conversations. They going to present to you pictures. 9 times out of 10, they going to present to you an informant. Now, if it's just some solo type stuff you in, different. But if it's a RICO charge, if it's a racketeering case, they going to present some wiretap conversations. They going to present some pictures. And they going to have an informant. Come on, Miss Groovy. Her body,
But see,
wait,
now,
Clip says,
nowadays, they don't
dead.
even have to do that because you know what? After these fools start committing crimes and stuff, the first thing they do, Instagram, Facebook Live, all of this stuff. You telling on your damn self. You're telling on yourself. That's just like that celebration they had after Jook got killed. And then you got people on Facebook Live or Instagram Live talking about some, nah, this need to be said. This need to be said. You're telling on yourself.
You telling on yourself. Do you think it will be a war now? This is what Maria said. It's been a war, Marie. It's been a war. But I think Gotti going to use his head on this one. I don't think Gotti going to react immediately. I think Gotti knows lay low, but who knows? Who knows? Felix says, and when the feds come, they come correct, and that's what I'm saying. When they come get you, even though you've been putting all that stuff on social media, but when they come get you, they're gonna have some pictures. They're gonna have some wiretap conversations. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna have an informant. And this is what I'm saying with the Gotti case right now. Now
they're gonna have your Instagram videos, your Facebook Live videos, your TikTok videos. They're gonna have everything under the sun.
Right.
When the feds come.
Now that Big Jook has been taken out, it's multiple players that's involved. Jook gone. Then you got to remember who was under Jook that they know. So it's not looking too good for Gotti right now. What should Gotti do? He's going to have to remain calm. He's going to have to remain calm. Stick to your records. Stick to your business. And he's going to have to remain calm.
He's just going to have to put in his mind that even though that was his brother, he's going to have to let it go. We know that when it comes to street stuff, we know that it's not easy to let it go if you're not in the streets. But with this situation, he's going to have to really sit back and evaluate his entire life and make the decision to either go under the bus or to say, I'm my mom's last living child. Well, no, I'm my mom's last living son. So now I have to man up and just take the high road on this one. Because if he don't, like you said, he gonna end up in a box or a cage, and I'm sure he don't want that.
Sanson says, for real, cousin facing a death penalty, and they found him off my Facebook with some other people. I didn't even know what was going on. Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Wow. Cynthia says they is weak in their pride and ego. Right. So let's recap before we get out of here. Let's recap. Is Gotti's mom the reason for Big Jook's death? So no. Let me finish. So I think it was about a year ago or 2 years ago, Gotti's mother has made a video and said that when Jook was young, she had him in the dope game. When 3 of her trap houses got raided, got busted, Jook was in the house, Jook went down too. She says that, of course, she introduced him to the gangster lifestyle as a child. Now, that was as a child. She introduced Big Jook to the gangster lifestyle. Should she be held accountable for his actions as a grown man? Drop a 1 if y'all feel like she should be held accountable for his gangster lifestyle because she introduced him to the gangster lifestyle, or drop a 2 if y'all feel like the blood is not on her hand. He was old enough to make the decisions that he made. What you think, Miss Groovy?
I would say no. And the reason why I say no is because from my understanding, Jook is in his 40s.
47.
Okay, he's 47 years old. I've heard kids at 6 years old say, "This is what I want to be when I grow up," right? And here they are at 30, and they are what they said they wanted to be when they was 6. Juke made a choice to stay in the gangster lane. He made a choice, a conscious choice at that, to stay in that lifestyle. He could have been anything he wanted to be in this world. He chose that life. That's just like God saying to us, we're not responsible for our salvation until we're 12 years old, right? That's when we're able to make conscious decisions on whether we're going to serve God or we're not, right? So that at I don't know about anybody else's church, but I know at the church that I was going to when I was a young girl, they told us we couldn't get baptized until we were 12 years old. So because I wanted to sing in the choir, at 12 years old, I got baptized. At that point, the pastor told me that I, at 12 years old, was responsible for my salvation, whether I was going to heaven or hell. So at 12 years old, he made a choice to stay in that lifestyle. He could have went to school. He could have graduated high school. He could have went on to college. He could have made the choice to do anything he wanted to. Not only that, okay, we're going to fast forward. When his brother became a millionaire and he made him a millionaire, you still had a choice to go back to school, to get your life together, to be a wholesome man, to get married, have kids. You could have done all of that, but you chose to stay in that lifestyle, even as a millionaire. Your mother's hands was clean when you made the decision to stay in that lifestyle. Because I'm almost sure, and I would venture to say that every mother,
This me, Shane.
every real mother, wants the best for their kids. So, with that being said, I would think that she probably tried to steer him in another direction. But then we got to go back to parents saying, "Oh, my child would never do that because of this and because of that. I didn't raise them like that." But at the end of the day, when your child leaves your doorstep, you are not their only influence. So even if she tried to steer him in another direction to say, "I want you to go to school. I want you to go to, I want you to graduate high school. I want you to go to college. I want you to be better." And he chose to still stay in the streets because his friends was doing it, or the people that he was around before that was doing it. He still made a choice. He made a conscious decision to stay in that lifestyle when he could have got out several times over, and he chose not to. So no, I will not blame his mother for that situation. And
Uh,
then and then where was the father?
Let me let Big Pressure slide in, Miss Groovy. Salute Big Pressure, slide in, Big Pressure.
Salute. Shank, man, I got an older brother, man, and it's something about them older brothers, man, you can't tell them nothing. All right, it's
Got an
just
older
something,
brother. I got one.
especially when they gave you the game. When they done taught you the game, you can't come back and try to tell them, "No, man, it's time to chill. I got a bigger plan, a bigger vision over here to do it this way." Nah, big bro, like, man, get out my face. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? This is how we've been doing it. This is how we're gonna keep doing it. That's just how big brothers are, man. Especially about stuff that they done taught you. You know what I'm saying? They think you can never tell them nothing about things they have taught you. So I think that I don't blame his mother either. And this is one thing that we got to quit doing in our communities too. Because I honestly have some of these same issues in my family. Some of the upbringing, people try to use that as an excuse for them to keep doing what they want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? They think they want to use that upbringing of the way they grew up is the reason why they this way. But you're talking about a window that's probably was, I mean, at most 12, 13 years of our life as kids that we went through something that I got siblings that still hanging on to it, and I be like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's a small window of your life. What did you do with the rest of them 30 years that you had? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
So, you know, I think that that's something that we just all need to get away from in the community because a lot of our parents didn't know nothing and they did the best job they could and they were just a product of their environment. They weren't taught the right way. So now we in 2024 where people are seeing this stuff. See, all these type of things that happen, these are teachable moments for me and my kids. I try to tell
Mhm.
them about this will come with the lifestyle. This is how, and I go to work every day to make sure they don't have to make some of the decisions that I had to make at some point. And even me, I didn't even have to make them. It was a choice for me then. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to be honest about that. We cannot keep blaming our parents for what we it as an adult, as a full grown adult. Either you need to go get you some counseling and get you some healing, go to church, do something. But you don't blame your parents. They didn't have a roadmap. They didn't know. But see, this generation here, we don't have too many excuses because this information age. Everybody watching, everybody life, everybody learning, whether it's happening to you or not directly. You can learn from other folks. So
Mhm.
nah, I can't put that on nobody. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I really think that I don't think Gotti wanted none of this to happen. I think a little bit when Jook was dissing Gotti, it was cool. It was just rap beef. But when Jook started, I mean, when Dolph started dissing Jook, it became street. You see what I'm saying? It turned into something else. And then the other artists that were street artists got involved into it too. You know what I'm saying? And so the best thing when you can't tell nobody what to do is quit talking to them about all that shit. Cause you talking on the phone or sending text messages, that'll get you jammed up. And I think if they had all them phone records, like y'all saying that they have, they would have been there and subpoena that and have that. I think they were still looking for something. Now, if Gotti was tied to any of this mess, which I believe he wasn't. My personal belief is he didn't have nothing to do with it. I think this was Jook always from day one. He Jook doing the street muscle thing against some of Gotti advice. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
if that was the case, if that was the case, even if Gotti had something to do with it, he probably was only talking to Jook and he probably wasn't talking on no telephone. And he probably was doing whatever he had to do with Jook about anything that was he probably. I mean, they too seasoned in the game. They don't talk on phone. You know what I'm
Beautiful
saying? They
says,
don't text.
Beautiful says they got text messages. It's in the indictment. Go ahead. Big.
Mhm.
Well, but I think that if they had enough, they would already came. We 2 years removed from the case, so I understand that our investigation don't move that fast. But if they had what they needed, I think they would have closed this case at some point. But if they ain't had what they needed, then it may be it may be the people that was involved are, they got dealt with one way or another. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or because you look at everybody that's publicly been named involved. You know what I'm saying? Other than why this mastermind is out on the street on bail, all the rest of it I pretty much understand. Now I don't understand how they let a mastermind out on bail. That's the part that I don't understand.
You think they used him as a pawn? You think they was letting him out because with a pawn is used to grab
Sacrifice.
a couple pieces or a greater piece. So you think them letting him out was just a pawn move?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think if they had got it, they probably would have closed the case. So I think they let him out to try to sort of stir up the investigation. They wanted to see who was gonna come try to take him out. They wanted to have something that just sort of concrete stamp it to that whole record label. But that's a real record label. That's a real business. But it got street elements because then them people who, you know what I'm saying, most rappers are got street background, right? So it got street elements to it, but it's a real business. And I think that that's why they couldn't really shake it. And the only person If God had anything to do with it, probably the only person that could implement him would have been a Big Jook. I don't think Govan was seen a lot with Big Jook. God wasn't seen with none of them folk. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful,
So
beautiful says they picked Jook up right after Govan. They let him go after 72 hours, and they named Onk in court. Jook is Onk. He was under surveillance. The feds
okay then.
the feds are still building their case. Come on, Big Pressure.
All right. Now this is another part I have with that. Now this funeral and this repast was for a big player in the street. All right. Now, if the feds in Memphis got people on the surveillance, you can't tell me that they weren't out there. Either they watched it happen and let it happen and didn't do nothing about it. But I believe that they was on. It was, you know what I'm saying. If it's that big, if they was that close and they was looking at them that strong, I believe they would have had them on the surveillance in the city of Memphis at all times, from the funeral to the repast to wherever else they go. I think if that's the case, if they had that much.
I agree.
Mind you, Dolph was under surveillance as well when he got killed.
I think I know it's gonna sound crazy, Shane, but I think they watch a lot of murders happen, but they can't break investigation. They can't
Right.
break codes for their investigation.
There you
True.
go. Sanson says they was there and let it happen. You right, bro. Right. That's just how the feds work. Because when I almost had a case, and I almost had a federal case. Salute LaKendra. And the feds told me this is one of the issues that we have with the regular law enforcement. The feds said it could have been a Fed case if the local authorities didn't rush in on y'all. So before we could get down for the get down, and it would have been a Fed case because the feds had us under investigation, the local authorities rushed in and they messed up the investigation. So it's what's going on in this situation right here. The feds will know you get ready to lose your life. Some people will say, well, damn, why they just didn't stop it? Because they are building a case. And if they move in and if they stop it, the key evidence that they need, same way with this demonstration right here. But Shane, if they already had stuff on Gotti, why they been ain't run down on them? When the fans come get you, they coming to get you. They gonna let it
They
all
wanted
just
to be,
stack up. They gonna
yeah, they
sit
wanted to
back.
be airtight.
They gonna watch. They gonna watch you commit body at the body at the body. They gonna watch all of that because when they come get you, they got you. Come on in, somebody.
Yeah,
Well,
they're building a case, and they don't want to mess up the investigation by taking like little people off off the off the chessboard. That's one thing about the feds. They play chess in every case.
And they play it very well.
Exactly. And these people be playing checkers. And you could think that the feds are not there. They probably were there watching.
Yeah, yeah.
Because one, they said the uncle was big time in Memphis. Like
The
he was one of the people that they wanted as well.
Bovins. Was it the I think it's the Bovin. I think the uncles was the Bovin brothers. I believe.
right,
But
right.
these are people who have been running Memphis since
But but
they
but
were
that but
younger.
but they was done in the street. He was like a 6 to 8 year old dude. And first of all, I do want to go back because I want to say condolences to Big Jook family, YoGotti
Yes.
and his family. Condolences to Dolph and their family. Condolences to everybody else who may have lost a loved one behind this crap. So I want to put that on the table first. I'm not a side picker in that bullshit, all right? But I'm gonna tell the truth. The feds have motive too. They have motive to do all of these what they doing now. Cause see,
Hmm.
this can if they couldn't get them one way. See, this way the feds is. If they can't get you one way, they get you
They
another
will
way.
get you
So that's
another.
why I don't trust them. It's hard to even trust the Fed investigation. Why you think they got a 90% successful prosecution rate? Because they do it, they gonna get you one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why, like, as much as I hate to see black men die, I hate even worse to see a black man go to prison for something he didn't do. And that's just being real. I hate it even more to send a black man somewhere for something that he didn't do. He may have it may have started with him, but if he didn't have no knowledge of what was gonna happen that day, he may have knew that these niggas out here talking like they gonna do this and do that. But if he didn't have no knowledge of what was gonna happen that day, I don't think he deserved to go to jail. I'm just saying.
But just by the way, the text messages that he put out, Big Juke, he put out a text message something about snakes.
Yeah, I think
And
he had been getting threats. I think that was coming from
he was,
threats
they
toward
said he
him.
was getting threats. But the thing is this, there was a woman who had a snake, right? She had an anaconda snake. And she took the snake to the doctors because she thought the snake was sick because he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't do nothing. He would just lay up next to her and kind of catch her breathing pattern and stuff. So she took the snake to the doctors, and the doctor asked her a few questions. Why? What do you usually feed him? You know, was his diet normal, and all of this and that. And so he came to the conclusion that this snake was laying up against her, catching her breathing pattern because he was getting ready to eat her. A snake is going to be a snake, regardless of how you treat it. You can treat it like a baby. You can treat it like you can treat it like the best pet ever. But at the end of the day, it's still a snake. So if he bites you, you can't look at the snake and say, "Why'd you bite me?" Because the snake gonna look at you and say, "Cause I'm a snake, and that's what I do."
Right. And see, that's the thing. I don't know who the snake is in this situation. Honestly. Honestly, I don't know who the snake is in that situation, but it definitely was. But I can say, like I say, I can look at this case a few different ways. You know what I'm saying? I can look at it as pre-got they get back, or I can look at it as some more street stuff that going on in Memphis that maybe just was involved in it. Maybe that's what it was. Or I mean, honestly, I'll put it on MPD and the Fed before I put it on Gotti, because me and my brother, as much as we differ and have our issues with each other, like we both on an indictment, dog. I'm gonna take the charge, or you gonna take the charge. Who they got the most evidence on? Then I'm not gonna give my brother up, because I need him to be here to help take care of my kids and my family. I go do
Right.
the years if that's the way to come down to it. One of us got to do the years. One of us got to be here to take care of the family.
And I
So
don't think Gotti would have anything to do with it. And the reason why I say that is because I don't feel like he would hurt his mother like that.
right in front of the whole family, nah.
Exactly. I
He
don't feel
he could have.
like he
Yeah.
would hurt his mom like that.
Yeah, he could have. I mean, I don't want to say what he could have did, but I know there's a lot of easier ways to get somebody gone, and it don't bring that much. That's real disrespectful. I'm gonna tell you, that's the reason why I can't say God had nothing to do with that.
Hmm.
That's too disrespectful to do it right there in the family wife after a funeral, man. Come on, man. Ain't nobody finna do it like that. If you gonna do it, you gonna do it. You may just feed them a goddamn pill or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
it's easier ways to do that to your brother, and lot less violent and treacherous. But hey, I don't know. I just know that when you're dealing in street shit, a lot of time it don't make sense. All right, the
Right.
streets don't make sense anymore. So therefore, I just keep it down the middle. I mean, I done did what I done did in my life, but I'm not a street nigga. So a lot of that shit dumb, dog. A lot of that shit dumb, and it don't make sense. So when certain stuff happen, I ain't the one that just, I'm gonna give my condolences and all of that and my respect, but a lot of that shit come with the way you live your life. I mean, it
Right.
just is what it is. Hey, but Shank, I'm gonna get up out of here because I was sort of in the middle. doing something when I tried to come in the first time and I got caught up, and I'm getting caught up again. So but salute. I just wanted to put my little thought on it, man. Maybe that's just my thought. I'm gonna put it that way. I ain't right. I don't know nothing, but this just how I think. Like if I was in some of these folks' shoes, how I would move. You know what I'm saying?
I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate you, Big Pressure.
Salute, dog. Salute.
Nice to meet
Salute.
you.
You too.
Once,
You too.
once again, can I get everybody to subscribe to my backup channel? Shank Rock Films is the backup channel. I'll be experiencing sometimes audio and technical difficulties over here on the main channel. So if I could get you all to subscribe, I got 125 watching. Can I get all 125? Well, probably half of y'all already subscribed. But if you
I
haven't
did.
subscribed to the backup channel, please subscribe to the backup channel. Salute, Rose. I see you, Rose. Salute, Rose. LaKendra says, well, would have left her with some security. Beautiful says, if y'all listen, his mother jumped out the car and ran. They could have got her if they wanted to. They chose not to. Why? Because the instructions of the hit was, don't hit my mother. Mike says, Jook got karma. This world we living in, they got no love, heart, or respect when it comes to them. Mother, friends, dog, cat, they don't give a ish. Right. And see, once again, it's like, it's sad all the way around the Monopoly board because at the end of the day, is it worth it? The end result wasn't worth it. You had young Dolph, a successful young man that was able to make millions off of his brand. Off of his brand, he was able to employ other folks. Now you have Gotti, who's able to make millions off of his brand, who's able to employ hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Imagine if Dolph and Gotti came together.
They would have definitely been the kings of Memphis.
Right. We don't have to continue the BS, y'all. We really don't. We don't have to continue to keep killing each other. We don't. It's our choice.
I'm a firm believer that anytime a life is lost, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Hey, well, what's your answer to all of this, Shank? I'm going to tell y'all, it's very simple. Put your pride aside and do away with your ego. Listen to me. Take it from me. I've been there and done that. And I'm sure y'all have been there and done that as well. It's okay to be considered corny and lame. Trust me. And I know for some of y'all, that's a hard pill to swallow. Shank, what you talking about, man? What you talking about? I can't go out like that. When you go to prison, when you got to spend the rest of your life in prison, somebody somewhere is going to consider you corny and lame. That's just when they push your wig back. Look at Big Jook. As street official as he was, ain't no denying that. Big Jook was street official, street certified. Now that he's gone, what is the people saying about him? Calling him all kind of names. So at the end of the day, was it worth it? Now this man, Big Jook, your brother put you on to make millions. But now you can't even enjoy them millions because you didn't got your wig pushed back over pride and ego. Young Dolph, another one. See, none of them wins in the end game. None of them wins in the end game. And for the Dolph fans that love Dolph, for the Gotti fans that love Gotti, both of them was corny and lame. Because at the end of the day, was it worth Dolph's life? Was it worth him losing his life? Think of his family that he left behind. What's gangster about that? I'll wait. What's gangster about that?
Not a damn thing.
A man made all these millions. A man that was worth millions is dead and left his family behind. That's corny. That's lame. I said it. For all of Gotti fans. Do you realize the empire that he built? But guess what? His empire is getting ready to crumble. What's gangster about that? That's corny. That's lame.
I know a lot of people who are street certified. Okay? I know a lot of people who were gangsters, gremlins, whatever you want to call them, thoroughbreds. But at the end of the day, the graveyards are filled with street certified gangsters.
That's your end game. Guess what? Y'all beefing.
You know what you want to hear what I think is gangster?
Come on.
What I think is gangster is that you did what you did in the streets, but you came out of it. You started a business. You got married. You had kids. You got grandkids. You laid up in the house chilling with your wife.
That's gangster.
That's gangster.
Now let me just.
That's street certified.
And gangster, cause see, let me give y'all a little game, man. No, it's not about the outside appearance, but Angela Simmons got it going on. Now, once again, watch how fast she leave him. If she haven't already left him. And ladies, don't take this the wrong way, ladies. But I need to talk to the fellas. And I need to talk street-ish to the fellas. Ladies, don't take this the wrong way. Fellas, when you're dealing with a female that belongs to the community, when you're dealing with a hoe is a hoe. And ain't no getting around a hoe being a hoe. She's for the community. I know them hoes be bad. I know them hoes got nice figures. I know them hoes be dressing nice. Them hoes be smelling good. I know. But a hoe is a hoe. And there's certain rules that come along with dealing with a hoe. Don't fall in love with no hoe. Don't get your wig pushed back behind a hoe. Don't push another man's wig back behind a hoe. Because
as soon as you go down, she going to the highest bidder.
She gone. You really think the hoe is going to hold you down while you on a bed? You think the hoe going to come to your grave site and visit your grave? She's a hoe. And that's what she is, a hoe. Don't let the hoe play you. You play the hoe. It's just as simple as that. Don't let the hoe play you. Don't let the hoe have you out here running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Getting in beefs with this man and that man. That hoe laughing at you. She's a hoe. And you got to treat a hoe like a hoe. I dropped it on the last demonstration. If you don't know what a hoe is, if you don't know how to tell a hoe, go to Willie D's song. Willie D got a song. He made this song in 88, 89. Let a hoe be a hoe. Yeah, Willie D, the one that got the podcast from the Ghetto Boys, the one that interviewed Cat Williams, that Willie D. Willie D broke "Let a hoe be a hoe" down better than I know pimps break it down. But Willie D is giving you the instructions on a hoe and how to treat that hoe. And what I'm seeing, and I've been seeing it for the longest time, these beefs, and when they say it was over a female, it was over a hoe. Don't let the hoe pimp you. You pimp the hoe. That's game 101.
And ladies, that go for you too. If it's community D, don't fall in love with the community D.
And it can go both ways. Come on, Miss Groovy. Talk to the ladies about the community D.
Come on now.
Come on, Miss Groovy.
Even though we outnumber, that don't mean we gotta share. That does not mean we gotta share. Everybody is not meant to be a wife, and every wife, and you know what I'm saying. Every woman is not meant to be a wife.
Right. Listen, y'all. Listen. This will keep us out of the way.
And one thing that I learned, one thing that I personally learned, I was dealing with a dude for 14 years. He said to me, I will never get married. And I said, excuse me? He said, I would never get married to no female. I said, oh, okay. But I also remembered that even though I dealt with him for 14 years, in them 14 years, he cheated on every girl that he dealt with me. And I said to myself at that point, I said, I wouldn't even want to marry you anyway. And he was like, what? He said, but you love me, right? I said, yeah, I love you. But at the end of the day, you told me that you never wanted to get married. I said, and second of all, you cheated on me. I mean, you cheated on them with me. So I know that you'll cheat on me with somebody else, maybe even them.
That's game. Same way you got her, same way you got him, it's the same way you're going to lose them. Come on, Ms. Groove.
Exactly. And it goes both ways. I mean, these men out here, they will play you. I'm going to say this for both. People can only treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Exactly.
If you allow a man to disrespect you, beat on you, disrespect your children, you feed him before you feed your kids, and all of this stuff, and he laying up in your house playing video games all day, ain't got no job, he driving your car, don't put gas in it, he eating your food, ain't putting no groceries in your refrigerator, girl, it's time for you to evaluate you. Because see, there is no person on this earth worth stealing from you, stealing your light, stealing your shine, stealing your heart, still breaking your heart. He's breaking you into a million pieces, but he's not going to be there to fix those pieces that he broke. It's going to take another man that's going to come in and love you the right way, and he's going to have to fix the pieces that last man broke in you. We got to do better. We got to choose better.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's our decision making. We got to, from now on, we got to take God out of the equation. We got to take the devil out of the equation. We got to take the white man out of the equation. We got to take our upbringing, our childhood out of the equation. We got to take all of the above out of the equation for why we do the things that we do. We got to take it all out of the equation. We got to take somebody somewhere. No. We got to take all of that out of the equation. We got to take it off the table.
Accountability and responsibility.
And we have to put taking accountability for the actions that we've done. That's what we got to put on the table. We got to start making better decisions, because if you keep doing the same stupid ish, you're going to keep getting the same stupid results. You can't change it. That's the way the universe is set up. That's the way the universe has always been set up. We got to stop repeating history. I say it all the time. Y'all ain't tired of this street-ish? Now, I respect those. I respect the players that really play the game. Now, if you really playing the game, if you really in the streets and you moving accordingly, I salute you. I got respect for you, sis. I got respect for you, bro. If you really playing the game to win, and if you really moving accordingly, I got respect for you. But if you a crash out dummy, if you on dummy missions, if you don't know your right hand from your left hand, if you can't tell community D from a good man, if you can't tell a hoe from a housewife, I don't respect you. Any last words before we get out of here, Miss Groovy?
Well, for me, I just hope that Gotti can sit back and reevaluate this situation. And although I know it hurts, because I lost a brother, so I know what that feel like. But for for some of us to and I mean this is just in life in general. Sometimes you need to sit back and be alone with you. You really need to sit back and just be alone with you. Most people keep a lot of people around them because they don't know how to be alone by themselves with themselves. Because see, no matter where you go in life, you gonna take you with you. And if you not healed, healthy, and happy, then you're gonna take that misery, madness, and craziness with you. So fix you first before you try and go out into the world trying to fix somebody else. Because at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, you have to take responsibility and accountability for the things that you yourself put out in this world and the trouble that you may cause, because the seeds that you sow is the seeds that you will reap. Karma has never missed an appointment.
Appreciate you for pulling up, Miss Groovy.
Much love, bro.
See you on the next demonstration.
Yep.
I'm going to leave everybody with what Miss Groovy said. Karma has never missed an appointment. Make sure everybody subscribes to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films. Make sure everybody subscribe to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films. Let me drop the link again for everyone. If you haven't already subscribed to the backup channel, can I get y'all to subscribe to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films? I'm about to drop it in the chat. Remember what Miss Groovy said. Karma has never missed an appointment. And when it comes to Big Jook, allegedly, Karma spent the block. Can we be upset? Can we be angry? Can we be mad? Can we shed a tear? How can you be angry? How can you be upset if a person lived by the sword? Then, of course, let me bring up Uncle Charles. He always drops some jewels. Then we're going to get out of here. Salute, Uncle Charles.
Oh, man, Shank, man, it's good to hear from you, man. Talk to you, man. I got on the show, man, when I had time, man. I ain't been with y'all in a long time. I lost one good friend of mine, man, to a heart attack. And I just been
condolences.
Yeah, bro. I just kind of trying to work my mind around that. But we was real close. He was a family man, and I respect him. And man, I appreciate that. Let me say this, because I know you got to get on out of here. And I want the listening public to listen to what I'm telling you. Let me explain something too. Okay, let me tell y'all something. What are we gonna do in Memphis? If we're gonna kill everybody up until the neighborhood cat is left? Because that's what's gonna happen. Nobody cares about what Memphis is going through. Nobody. Okay, you got all this killing in Memphis. What about Nashville? Ain't no killing in Nashville? I wonder why. Because you know where to act a fool at. See, it's unfortunate Dolph is gone. It's unfortunate. These are souls that could have been saved. Let me show you why it don't make any sense. I see two brothers at the store. arguing over one gas pump when it's 11 more gas pumps. Nobody know the art of de-escalation. Nobody knows that anymore because the devil is running through the earth to and fro. You have to learn how to de-escalate. You want some more killing? They give you some more killing. But I tell you who ain't complaining. That damn funeral home man. He ain't complaining. And yet still, they said black folks ain't got sense. I'll show you they got sense. Down there in Miami, you had them young people out there fighting like cats and dogs. But then when they looked to the right and seen that 10-foot alien walking down the sidewalk, they got the hell on. I guess you is scared of something. See? I guess you is scared of something. When you seen that alien come out there with a 6-pack of cold ones, you got the hell on. See? You is scared of something, but you ain't scared to kill each other and harm each other. We need to worry about our communities. See, people don't understand. Gangs weren't formed to kill people. They was formed back then to protect their neighborhood. But then we couldn't let it take because how power it be, we got to run this thing just like we run it. And now we got gangs doing killing and stealing. And then the crack come and all this stuff. And it takes the father out the home and the mother out the home. And now the 12-year-old is left to take care of siblings and go out there in the street and get his head blown off. This is the way it is. It's a game and you sit down and play it. Satan do not make you do anything. He sets the table and you sit down at it. If they want to keep killing each other, that's their business. It's not like a regular person that a teacher that's on her way to work and she get hit by a stray bullet or somebody in a car wreck. Okay, time is time and they don't wait on nobody. It was just their time. But while we still alive right now, we as elders, we as young people, we need to know how to de-escalate things and sit down and talk. But we don't do that. We don't do that. They had a gang member in the Crips out there in LA. And he lived in a neighborhood where McDonald's was down the street. And you know what he used to do? He used to eat every day at McDonald's. By the time next year came, he was 686 pounds. So imagine if he passed gas, he don't know if he did a number 1 or number 2. But it ain't gonna work for him because he can't clean his own ass. Somebody got to come in and do it, and he got to pay him because ain't nobody gonna do it for free. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's what it is. You want to keep on killing people, Gotti? You want to keep on doing all this stuff? Let me tell you something, man. You made it out there. What I can't understand is these guys make it out the neighborhood with millions of dollars, and yet they still want to be in the street. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It wasn't like we was growing up back in the day when you used to make ice cream out of snow in the yard. When you had a sore on your chest and they put all kinds of turpentine and homemade remedies. It's not like that anymore. Okay? They charging $400 just to pull one of your rotten ass teeth. That's what they do. And half the time, ain't nobody got that kind of money. So you got to carry that tooth in your damn mouth until you're able to pay for it. See? Worry about what you worry about and make sure the people around you are conscious and know how to de-escalate and we can sit down and talk. See, back then we used to have the candy lady, we used to have the grass cutting man, we used to have the lady of the night, we used to have the voodoo lady. Everybody played a part in the community. Everybody. Now we used to have what you call a pimp, and then you had the lady of the night, then you had the streetwalker. It went from the streetwalker to escort to Instagram and Facebook. Things change. You don't have to change with it. And we got preachers, and how they attack your neighborhood? They go into the church. Jamal Bryant said in his church to his church family, that Jesus, 98% of Jesus' life, he didn't live right. When I know Jesus was perfect. But this is the mess they telling they members, and they eating it up. You mean to tell me that after you heard that, you still sitting down? When an elder should have got up there and said, all right, bro, that's it. Cut the mic. Because you don't know what you're talking about. And if he don't cut the mic, then you cut heels. See, we need to focus on our young generation. You can't save everybody. You got a young man finna get out of prison just recently. He finna get out of prison. He been in there 15 years, but they sexual assaulted him so bad that he couldn't take it up in his mind, and he killed himself 5 days before he got released. So imagine the war he was fighting in his mind. See, the war ain't in the street. It's in the home. That's where your war is. And if you don't stand up and talk to your children every day and tell them the right thing and let them know, because I told my son, if you out there and you got a gun in the car unregistered and you got weed in the car, don't call me. Don't call me. You better learn some karate. You can't call Bruce Lee, he dead. But you better call some damn body. You better call some damn body. And that's all I got to say. I'm going to be coming on back with your permission.
You know, you always loved over here, Uncle Charles.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to say this in closing because it's time to shut it down. Let me explain something to you. I was laying in the bed there. I watched me a movie. I said a prayer, and I put me a good cowboy movie in, and I go ahead and rest. I go ahead and rest because if you're tired, you can't make the right decisions. You just can't. People be talking to you, they think you crazy because your head in a damn dream because you ain't got no damn sleep. I hear them out there shooting out there, Shank. I'm talking about they was getting it in. But do you know who was running over that damn hill? That damn neighborhood cat. I'm talking about he was getting the hell on. He crawled his ass up under that car because he had nothing to do with it and he didn't want nothing to do with it. How come an animal got more damn sense than a human? I don't understand it. So I'm telling y'all right now to all the young people, okay, watch what's going on around you. The war ain't just in Memphis. The war is in your home. Okay, we got aliens out here walking around here with a 6-pack of cold Budweisers in their hand. You better watch out for that. And let me tell you something. Trust me, they got a game in Area 51. They got a new game. And you don't want to be around that. And that's all I got to say, man. I appreciate you, Shane.
Appreciate you, Uncle Charles. I think the whole chat appreciates you too. How you been doing though? You been good?
Man, I just, I lost my uncle and I lost one of my best friends. They gave him a military burial. And it was hard because I had just got off the phone with him like 2 nights before. And, he told me, hey, man, Uncle Charles, man, I love you. I said, I love you too, bro. You tell the kids that Uncle Charles said hello. And, man, I get a call and say, hey, he don't passed away. So they kind of like, every day I get up, I'm ready for the day. You know what I'm saying? Whatever my children got going on, whatever bill need to be paid. You know what I'm saying? Do I got to run some crackhead off in front of my door? I got to get prepared because the war is not just out there in the street. It's at your house too. And we got this house across the road here where the rats just took over. And let me tell you something. When you can actually hear rats running around in the house, you got to knock that whole house down. Do you understand me? And let me tell you something. They got more sense than we damn do. How in the hell can you eat through a wall? And you know it's electrical wire behind it. And yet still, by you being a rat, you chew on into that wire anyway, and your ass on the other side of the wall dead. See? We need to think more better than what we're doing. We need to think like a lion and stop thinking like a rat. We need to stop doing that. But I've been taking care of myself, man, working, and then trying to, I can't never put it behind me, because he was really close. He was like a brother to me. And that kind of messed me up because he had 4 children. We took up some money and sent it to his wife and thing. And, we're gonna take up some more money to send because the Christmas is going to come around. And the children, you want to make sure they got something. So, always, when you say when someone tell you they love you, and they generally do, when tragedy strikes, you pour out that love and even more love towards the family. And they know me from talking to their husband every day and things like that. He was a coach, or a father, a husband. Now I don't know what people do in their private time, and nor do I give a damn. But when he came around me, he had sense. So, like I said, I don't pull a lot of people out of my car while I was still driving. You want to act a damn fool? I'm going to throw your ass out this car on 3rd Avenue North with me still driving. I'm going to look in the rear view because I'm going to see how many times your ass tumble in the street because you ain't getting it. See, you want to play with me, and I'm heading up here past this graveyard, and you still playing. That's why when you see me, Shank, I'm by myself. And when I come home, I'm by myself. So I'm telling you, make sure you got gas in your car, bro, before you leave. Because I don't know what you're going to do in my car. I just don't know what you're going to do. And I'm trying to just take it day by day. I feel like I'm getting over it. I'm trying to get mentally over it. My heart is already, you know, it stopped hurting me. But my mind need to try to work with this deal, because when another brother tell you that he love you and we got general love for one another, that sticks with you, bro. And like I said, I can say the same thing to you. I mean, you got all these people that love you and care for you. And hey, man, if you are who you are, you the man you supposed to be, and what God expect you to be. And see, God see what everybody doing around here. He watching what you're doing. And he watching what you're doing. Now, you know, a lot of people argue over contracts, but that one contract you ain't gonna be able to argue over. See, once you close your eyes and you don't open them no more, that's it. Ain't no comeback. Ain't no I'm gonna get back in my body. No, hell no. You going on up. It's what it is. And I try to tell these young folks. And I told my other friend, I'm gonna get on off here. I told my other friend, he had a drinking problem. Mark had a drinking problem. If he in his 60s, I talked to him and I said, hey man, you know your wife don't told you to stop drinking. Why, oh man, I do what I want to do. And then he went home and she had a kind of like dinner. Now, you know, he ain't never had no damn steak and no damn mashed potato, but that was on the table. And she found his bottle out there in the garage at that hen. See, you got some black brothers to drink their hen until they're in the ground. And she said, come on, eat. And he ate, and all of a sudden he started to choke. And he put his hands around his throat. So she called the ambulance and the police. They kicked the door in and told him not to kill himself. But he wasn't killing himself. God damn it, she was. Because she put that dust pepper in his damn steak. And she's supposed to. She told you stop drinking, stop coming here. I got to pick you up off the floor. Your underwear wet because you can't control your bladder. I'm tired of it. You lucky I ain't kill you in your sleep. Now, she don't throw glass on your ass. She'll come in there and throw glass on you, try to burn all your drawers, and then bury your socks in the wall. She done did all this to you, and you still won't stop drinking. She's going to kill you. This is what it is. Man, I tell you what, man. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to try to treat the next man the way he want to be treated. And if you give me bad energy, I can't give you but bad energy back. And I'm not finna sit there and argue on no parking space or no damn gas pump. I ain't finna do it. You got 25 goddamn gas stations up and down this damn road. You can go to any one of them. We got to learn how to get along. The immigrants are coming in. They're putting them in the black neighborhoods. And I got nothing against my brothers and sisters. I love them just like I love my brothers and sisters. But you have to understand, we already been here. And when we regular begging for something we ain't gonna get. That's why we ain't gonna get it, because we don't hang together. We don't stick together. Because Susie is worried about Bertha and her new car. Instead of going over there and saying, girl, take me to the store, she rather sit there and talk to somebody on the phone. How she got that? She ain't got no money. See? How the hell you know? How the hell you know? What you need to do is get up and clean them damn funk ass bedspreads and wipe this damn dirty floor, because it don't build up so goddamn bad. If roaches crawling all up through here, all on your refrigerator, jumping out your damn sink like the Olympics, you need to be worried about that. Don't worry about Bertha. She might have worked for what she got, but we're so jealous as a people. We're so jealous of people. People think because they escaped the plantations in the South and they went north and I'm going to get treated better. Well, they found out wrong. You still on the Jim Crow, baby. It don't make no difference where you go. Chinese people and all these people get to make fun of you, and you sit back and laugh. That's not funny. Stop fighting each other. Stop killing each other. Stop going to these holes in the walls thinking you going to a hotel with a woman, then you find out you get your clothes off. It's a man. Well, it's too late now because he don't tie you up, and now your ass ain't gonna get away. And unfortunately, he bought some barbecue sauce. So now you know he finna get it in. So you did it to your damn self. And that's all I got to say, man. I appreciate you. I don't know when you're going to post back up. I don't know when you're going to post back up.
I'm going to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I'm going to come back at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir. And I'm going to check out what you're going to put in the chat and what the subject of the day.
Have you subscribed to the backup? Have you subscribed to the backup channel yet, Shank Rock Films?
You know what? This is my first time finding out about it. I can subscribe to that, right?
Yeah, subscribe to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films, because I'll be doing demonstrations over there as well. I put it in the chat.
Okay. I didn't even know, man. I didn't even know. I've been so busy, man. You know, my son turned 18. Now he got a lot of wind in his chest. I don't, children should say children. And parents should listen to their kids, and you should talk to them. You don't wait till you bring a goddamn grenade in the house. I want to talk to you. No, it's too damn late. The whole house finna go. You better get your ass out that house. He finna blow you and his ass up. It's the wrong time to talk to him, okay? Because now he's gonna feel like he can lay in his bed with his girlfriend because you not being strict. And you come home and you damn near have a heart attack because ain't nobody got no clothes on. Well, then guess what? You better take your ass to the hospital because their clothes ain't on. They ain't got time. You sick. You better go on your damn self. I keep telling people, man, you got to be that man and you got to be that woman in that family, and you got to say, we ain't doing that here. That's it. Now you're going to get your ass on some damn well. You got to go. I can't take you no more. You're coming in here with their stolen stuff. You're wearing somebody else's shoes. You got a woman. Now you 20 and she 55, and yet still she buying your clothes. Now as soon as you make her mad, guess what she gonna do? She gonna set your ass afire. And you gonna be on that movie, The Burning Bed. You gonna say it's kind of hot in here. You on fire, goddamn it, because she burnt you up because you played a game and you ain't winning. And that's all I gotta say, man. What time would you be coming on?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, when you log off, go in the chat and you're going to see that link for the backup channel that I dropped. Click on that link and subscribe to the channel.
Yes, sir. I will get it right now.
And I'll see you tomorrow at 1.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Shank.
All right. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. If you would like to donate to the channel, the Cash App is $ERICMCINT. If you would like to donate to the channel, the Cash App is $ERICMCINT. Make sure everybody subscribe to the backup channel. I'll be going live tomorrow on the backup channel as well as the main channel. But make sure you all are subscribed to the backup channel, Shank Rock Films. I just dropped it in the chat. I'll leave the chat running and y'all can hang around. Salute everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Salute.
Hey, Red Man in the building. Yes, I'm just chilling as usual, nigga. Music is my life. Hey, listen, I want you to make your next move your fucking best move. I said, I want you to make your next move your fucking best move with Eldorado, Reg, and fucking Shank Rock in this motherfucker. Hey, listen. Check out their new movie. Like, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed, Reg and Shank Rock. Check out their new movie featuring Trey Chaney. You know Trey Chaney? Do you know Trey Chaney, nigga? Check out the new movie with Eldorado, Reg, Shank Rock, and fucking Trey Chaney, you fucking assholes. Yeah, that nigga, that smoke bud, nigga. Yo, the shit is lit. You gotta respect Eldorado, Reg, and Shank Rock. Eldorado, Reg, and Shank Rock, you motherfuckers is working, nigga. Listen, I know y'all motherfuckers got some bud. Making movies and albums, I know y'all niggas got some bud. I can't wait to see y'all niggas. Y'all gonna hit me with some fire. So check out the new movie with Eldorado Reg, Shank Rock, and Trey Chaney. You already know. Make your move your best move, motherfucker.
SHANK, nothing but an OG coming your way. Walk up to the door, dripping. It's $1 million thing when it come to the pimping.
Yeah, man, so my shorty hit me up, you know what I'm saying, because her man wasn't treating her right. So I had to step up like a real OG, a real player. Handle business, get down to business and handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm born.
I know you love Rihanna because she's the mother of your children and everything, but are you in love with her? just like we agreed on. I love you.
Yo, Shay, I need some hammers, yo. I know you got some on you. I need some. Make sure ain't nothing registered to anybody.
And this OG guy, you think you something, you such a thug. You're not doing enough for my daughter either, but giving her a headache and drama. You will be out the picture soon too.